Hello everyone, and welcome to Wise Mind Mastery. Today we're going to talk about how to set boundaries and enforce them like a Stoic. But first, what are boundaries? Boundaries are the limits we set with other people, which indicate what we find acceptable and unacceptable in their behavior towards us. Boundaries are important because they help us protect our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. They also help us respect ourselves and others and create healthy and harmonious relationships. But how can we set boundaries efficiently? How can we deal with disrespect from others without losing our calm and dignity? This is where Stoicism can help us. Stoicism is a philosophy that teaches us how to live well and cope with challenges in life. According to Stoicism, as social beings, the path to happiness for humans is found in accepting the moment as it presents itself, by not allowing oneself to be controlled by the desire for pleasure or fear of pain, by using one's mind to understand the world and to do one's part in nature's plan, and by working together and treating others fairly and justly. As one of the Stoic podcasts I follow says, "When I set a boundary, I am asserting my personal values." In this video, I will share with you some steps and examples that can help you create healthy boundaries and deal with disrespect from others, using Stoic principles and practices. Step 1. Define what is acceptable behavior. One of the key Stoic principles is to distinguish between what is in our control and what is not. We cannot control how others behave or what they say, but we can control how we react and what we do. We should focus on our own actions and character, rather than on external events or opinions. Therefore, when we set boundaries, we need to define what is acceptable behavior for us, what things uphold our values and what things do not, what things make us feel respected and valued, and what things make us feel disrespected and violated. What things are negotiable and what things are non-negotiable. For example, let's say you are dealing with disrespect from your boss. Your boss often criticizes your work in front of others, micromanages your tasks, and takes credit for your achievements. How do you define what is acceptable behavior in this situation? You can start by listing down your values and expectations in your work environment. For instance, you value professionalism, honesty, autonomy, and recognition. You expect your boss to give you constructive feedback, respect your expertise, and acknowledge your contributions. Then you can compare your values and expectations with your boss's behavior. You can identify which behaviors violate your values and expectations and which behaviors are acceptable or tolerable. For instance, you find it unacceptable that your boss criticizes your work in public, micromanages your tasks, and takes credit for your work. You find it acceptable or tolerable that your boss gives you feedback in private, trusts your judgment, and praises your work. By defining what is acceptable behavior for you, you are setting a clear boundary for yourself and others. You are also asserting your personal values and dignity. Step 2. Decide what action you will take in response. One of the key Stoic practices is to maintain our calm and composure in any situation. We should not let our emotions get the best of us, but rather use our reason and logic to evaluate the situation. We should remember that disrespect does not harm us unless we let it. As Epictetus said, people are disturbed not by things, but by the view they take of them. Therefore, when we set boundaries, we need to decide what action we will take in response to the unacceptable behavior. Remember, this is about us and our actions. We cannot control what others do, but we can control how we react and what we do. We should choose our actions wisely, based on the severity and frequency of the unacceptable behavior and the nature and importance of the relationship. We should also avoid escalating the conflict or retaliating with more disrespect. We should pick our battles carefully and only when they are worth it. For example, let's say you're dealing with disrespect from your friend. Your friend often makes fun of your appearance, your hobbies, or your choices. How do you decide what action you will take in response to this behavior? You can start by assessing the situation and the relationship. How often does your friend make fun of you? How serious are their jokes? How do they affect your self-esteem and happiness? How close are you with your friend? How much do you value their friendship? By deciding what action you will take in response to the unacceptable behavior, you are protecting your boundary and communicating your expectations. Step 3. Communicate your boundary openly in a calm way with the other person. One of the key Stoic virtues is justice, which means treating others fairly and justly. We should respect the rights and dignity of others, as well as our own. We should also seek to understand and empathize with others, rather than judge or blame them. Therefore, when we set boundaries, we need to communicate them openly in a calm way with the other person. We should not be aggressive or passive-aggressive, but assertive and respectful. We should not accuse or attack, but explain and request. We should not demand or threaten, but negotiate and compromise. For example, let's say you are dealing with disrespect from your child. Your child often ignores your rules, talks back to you, or throws tantrums. How do you communicate your boundary in this situation? You can start by choosing a good time and place to talk to your child. Avoid talking when you or your child are angry, tired, or distracted. Find a quiet and comfortable place where you can have a private conversation. Then, you can use the following steps to communicate your boundary effectively. State the facts. Describe the behavior that you find unacceptable without exaggerating or generalizing. Express your feelings. Explain how the behavior makes you feel without blaming or shaming. Explain your needs. Tell what you need or expect from the other person without being unreasonable or rigid. Make a request. Ask for a specific action or change that would satisfy your needs or expectations without being vague or ambiguous. Offer a consequence. Explain what will happen if the other person agrees or disagrees with your request without being harsh or punitive. By communicating your boundary openly in a calm way with the other person, you are expressing your needs and expectations and resolving the conflict peacefully. In this video, we have learned how to set boundaries and enforce them, relating the video to Stoicism. We have seen how Stoicism can help us define what is acceptable behavior, decide what action we will take in response, and communicate our boundary openly in a calm way with the other person. We have also seen how these steps can be applied in different scenarios, such as dealing with disrespect from a boss, a friend, a family member, or a child. By setting and enforcing our boundaries, we are not only protecting our well-being and dignity, but also respecting others and creating healthy and harmonious relationships. If you want to learn more about Stoicism and how it can help you improve your life, I recommend you to read some of the classic Stoic texts, such as the Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, the Enchiridion by Epictetus, or the Letters from a Stoic by Seneca. You can also keep a journal or a diary where you write down your thoughts, feelings, actions, and challenges. You can also do some exercises or activities that challenge your comfort zone or test your resilience. You can also seek feedback or advice from others who share your interest in Stoicism or personal growth. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts and experiences on setting boundaries and enforcing them. Also, don't forget to share this video with your friends and family who might benefit from it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get notified of my future videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.